PR Connections Radio presents. This podcast is brought to you by NVisionU. NVisionU has discovered how to impact spirit, body, and soul with spray technology in just 30 seconds. With NVisionU, you can achieve optimal health and start living the life you have always dreamed of. Use the promo code NVisionU.com/VernDix to take control of your health naturally.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're hearing this podcast from. Welcome to my podcast, Prospering in Health and Wealth. My name is Werner Dixon. I'm with VM Enterprise, and I am wanting to have a discussion with you about health, wealth, and wellness, and talk about how they actually interrelate with each other and can create a better environment for you, create a better work environment for you, a life situation for you, particularly if you have your health and you can focus on generating your wealth. And I think we'd have a lot to have conversations about. If you're interested, hang around and get your friends and relatives on board. And so let's get underway. Thank you. Let's go. All right. We're less going. It's awesome. And so, folks out there in the audience, I am, to let you know, I am so happy to reintroduce our wonderful guests from talking about what you can do and how you can create wealth using your insurance policy or that information in that area. So we're back today welcoming again Daphne Evans. And how you doing, Daphne?
I am awesome. I'm awesome. How are you?
Great. You know, and for the excited audience out there, I'm going to read your intro again so that people can understand or pick up where we left, because this is part 2, and I've got enough questions. We may end up having a part 3. I don't know. We'll see how things go. But anyway, today we're joined.
If we do, it's fine.
Okay. So today we are joined by Daphne Evans, a dynamic financial educator and founder of THLS, Wealth Strategies and the Happy Lady Speaks. With over 30 years in corporate sales and a powerful mission to close the financial education gap, she now helps individuals and families protect their income, build legacy, and create peace of mind using tools like the Index Universal Life Insurance and Living Benefits. She not just about building wealth. She's about preserving dignity and empowering lives. Oh my gosh. Welcome again, Daphne. Welcome on board. Wow.
Thank you.
All right. I am so happy to see you again. And I know that you've been, obviously doing some incredible things since we saw you last time, to the point where you get a chance to relax and enjoy yourself. And I've seen you, really, really having a good time as you stroll around and looking like $1 million. So that's what I can bring to the table. But anyway, that's great. But tell the people a little bit more about you again, so they can kind of recoup to remember what we talked about the last time. So we'll start there. Tell them a little bit about you.
So I have 30 plus years in corporate America, right? And been in banking, been in various industries, banking, pharmaceutical sales, management, always had that whole entrepreneurial spirit on my own. So no matter where I worked, I always did my own business. But I retired from corporate America to move more fully into my own business. And what I am passionate about is just improving the lives of people, regular, ordinary people who don't know how big their lives could really be. So I created the Happy Lady Speaks, which is a transformational mindset business where I do workshops and help people really get unstuck. But in talking to so many of my clients, people were stuck over finances, retirement. What am I going to do? And so I was led to move into the financial services arena and found some great financial strategies that most people don't know that come through Index Universal Life policies and interjecting the index concept on their financial well-being. So I started doing that and really changing some lives and educating people, spending a lot of time in educating people because people are not necessarily always underserved, but they're undereducated.
Yeah.
So I help to bring that education forth to people. And I love doing it and I have a lot of fun. I believe that we live our lives to the fullest because you don't know if tomorrow's coming. And so that's just how I live. I
All
enjoy
right. And that's awesome, and I think that's the feeling that I get, and I hope everybody else gets that feeling as well. That you're there to give them an education or support them in their movement towards financial support or financial education and that kind of thing. And I know based on my interactions with you how important it is to you to be able to share that. Because one of the things that I found too that it's particularly some of us older folks, some of us older Black folks in general, who have missed the opportunity to understand what one life insurance can do for you, what your legacy means, and what
Right.
you should be doing at an early age to try to cover yourself when you get to our age or in my age in particular, but as you get older, I was having a conversation this morning with a new friend about this environment as well, and it's just things that we don't know as we're younger. I mean, if we're working a really good job and we've got money coming in, everything is hunky dory.
Yeah.
The world at our feet. We're buying luxury items. We're buying cars. We're buying clothes. We're buying all this stuff because I think one of the things is because it's new to us to have that type of thing coming through. And so we don't have, and if we haven't had that education to say, this is what you should be doing with your funds that you have coming in, then you blow it all and then you end up not having anything at the end of the line. So I'm hoping that there are people who will be watching this who will get something out of this and understand, even if you're older, you can still do something with your life moving forward. So it's all good.
Absolutely. There is always more room for us to grow no matter what the age is. I was just talking to an associate of mine this morning as well. And, there's an 81-year-old woman in Atlanta who has opened up her 8th business. She's 81 years old.
Wow.
And she understands that age is just a number.
Yeah.
So you are not precluded by whatever that number is based on what your goals are in life. Conversely, I just saw of a 20-year-old here in Las Vegas who is she's 23. She became a millionaire through her own efforts at age 20, through her own efforts in business.
Oh, my goodness. Awesome.
No matter where you are, you can do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's great to hear stories like that. I mean, so that gives me hope. Somebody that's 81 to be up there starting a business and being up there, that gives me hope. Yes, yes. So I know if somebody else can do it, I can at least attempt to do something better than what So that's why I get excited about by doing this podcast, because of the people that I meet and talk to, like yourself, and the conversations I have about trying to help people move to get to the next level. Even if they don't have much, there's still options and opportunities to get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, well, I guess we might as well get into some questions here, because the last time we spoke, the questions were, what index universal life insurance policy and how does it differ from term and whole life? So we talked about that. And the next question we had was tax-free retirement income, and how does the IUL compare to a Roth IRA? And so we talked a little bit about that. So the next one I want to go to is, let me see, what exactly are living benefits, and how do they expand the value of life insurance beyond just the death benefits? I think that's a good place to start.
Okay. So here's the best way to answer that. Do you know of anyone who has had a heart attack and they lived?
Yeah, I do.
Do you know of anyone who has had a stroke and they lived?
Yes. Yes.
Or anyone who has had cancer and they have lived through it, but they're alive?
I don't know anybody personally, but yeah, I know that that's out there. So yes.
So they have the ones who have lived through those medical crises have an opportunity or had an opportunity to get up to $1 million funded to them through their insurance policy to help them get through that financial scare as they are going through their medical scare. Living benefits inside of an index universal life policy, and that's really the only place you're going to get them all,
Yeah. Okay.
it is a tool that when you are unable to perform 2 out of 6 normal daily duties, you can have those funds accelerated to you from your life insurance policy.
Okay. Okay.
You don't have that availability. And with an IUL, they are already included with the policy. So it's not like an additional rider where you're going to have to pay extra. The powerfulness of an IUL and living benefits is because medical expenses are the number one reason that people file bankruptcy,
Very
because
true.
your hospitalization does not cover everything.
Mhm.
But if you have a severe enough crisis medically, we could be talking about 6 figures worth of medical expenses.
All
And
right.
if you're just a regular everyday person who is working, and you have your mortgages and maybe tuition or childcare expenses, where's that money? Where's that extra money coming from? So people file bankruptcy. Living benefits are the way of preventing financial disaster or financial security, and you don't get them in any other form of insurance policy
Like this, yeah.
like
I
this.
mean, and you're right. A medical issue that you have to pay for out of your pocket.
Hmm.
Your savings are gone. Any other monies that you
Yeah,
found is
yeah,
gone. You know, you're going through that process, and like you say, end up filing bankruptcy because you had a medical emergency
exactly,
that you had to deal with.
exactly.
So, universal life is some way to support that environment in case that happens. I guess when you use those funds,
Hmm.
is it something that you have to pay back to the policy, or how does that work?
When you make a claim or you have a file against your policy, they're going to accelerate up to 80% of whatever your face value is, right? And so that is, and you have an opportunity to say, yes, I want that much money, or I don't want that much money. It's totally up to you, but you have it available to you. So if
Okay.
they accelerate it, if they're not depleting your insurance policy, because if they depleted it, then you wouldn't have an insurance policy, and then you're going
Right.
to have tax ramifications. But the monies that are still left in the insurance policy are still earning interest on a compound basis. So you're
Okay.
still in a good scenario. Here's an example. There was a chef. This is a real life client without giving any names, but there was a guy who was a chef, had a $300,000 policy. He got the policy because he was just looking for retirement funds, because IULs can fund you income for your
Okay.
retirement if you're set up.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
he wanted retirement funds. But 3 years in, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Wow.
He had a $300,000 policy. They diagnosed him with prostate cancer. That's a terminal illness, or could be. It wasn't in his scenario, but it could be because it was cancer. He got a check for $220,000, which left $80,000 in his policy. Now that 80,000 obviously is still going to be earning interest. It's still going to be
Right.
accumulating at a compound
Okay.
rate, and it's still funds left over so that in the event at whatever time he does pass, that money is there. But that
Okay.
$220,000, he could use it for whatever he wanted to. So it could be for housing expenses or paying those medical bills or going off to another island so that he could heal.
Yeah.
And really, the company, the
He could do whatever he wanted to with the money.
whatever you
So
want to do, the company does not say you have to use it for this, that, or that. It's your money. That's
okay.
the power of an IUL.
That is awesome. That is actually awesome. I mean, to have those funds there and available to you, it gives
Yeah,
you that peace of mind, so to
yeah,
speak, and
absolutely.
you're not burdening your family or your relatives or anything like that. So
Exactly. Exactly. You're not taking out second mortgages. You're not doing GoFundMe's. You're not doing any of that. You've got peace of mind.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I really like that kind of a situation. And I guess you're talking about real life here, so that it happens to roll into the next one. What kind of real life situations trigger living benefits, such as critical illness, chronic illness, or a
Yes.
terminal diagnosis? So yeah.
Yeah, it could be depression, it could be cancer, it could be a heart attack, it could be osteoporosis, it could be there's just a number of things that can trigger you not being able to function. I'll give you another example. Another friend of mine, her mom fell. Her mom fell. Okay. Her mom was like 81, I think. She fell and she tripped on a rug at home.
Wow.
Now, she hit her head, but she broke her femur. So she's now in a hospital. Because she's 81 and she broke her femur, obviously she can't walk, but now she is having difficulty moving. She couldn't do it. Living benefits kicked in for her. Living benefits kicked in because she was not able to walk. She couldn't transfer. She couldn't feed herself. So that's where you can have your living benefits. Living benefits kick in if you have something like a parent or you have something happen to you and you need medical care. You need somebody to come into your home and help you because you can't walk. You can't transfer. You can't bathe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So not only can you have it to cover your medical bills, but now you can have it to support you as you recuperate.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It supports you while you recuperate. It can pay for any expenses that you may not have included in your hospitalization or your medical. It just gives you, again, peace of mind. If you can't function, then that's where your living benefits kick in.
Oh man, I
That's
understand
amazing.
that. I've had situations where I couldn't function, and
Exactly.
luckily for me, my insurance was able to do that. Some things that I had in place, and so,
Right.
but
Right.
this is phenomenal. So I'm glad that we're
Right.
talking about it. So,
Exactly.
um, all
Exactly.
right. Let's let's stay on a little bit about living benefits. Why are
Okay.
living benefits especially essential today, considering the rise in medical debt and out-of-pocket healthcare costs?
Well, that's the reason.
That's the
Again.
reason. There it is in a nutshell. You just
There's
said it, right?
a nutshell, because medical expenses, hospitalization, those costs are astronomical, astronomical. And I don't care how good your insurance is with
Hmm.
whoever you work. You may have a great job that gives you great benefits, but I can guarantee you that off your job, you're not going to get the living benefits. You're going to get a great hospitalization. But again, if you need something extra, you're not going to get it. And it's just not going to cover everything.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Um, we kind of going through this. I'm saying, in what ways can an IUL with living benefits protect a family's income, dignity, and lifestyle during a serious health event?
So again, let's look at it this way too. So you're, let's say you have a husband who has incurred a heart attack, let's just say, but they're 35 years old, because 35-year-olds have heart attacks.
Have heart? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, 35, 18-year-old.
Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not, critical illnesses are not designed necessarily these days for just old folks. It just doesn't happen. So let's say you have a functioning father who has a heart attack at age 35. They're not able to work. There's care that needs to be done for them. Let's say they have two kids who are still school aged. Mom might be working. Now he's sick. Mom can't necessarily take off from work, because who's going to take care of the husband and who's going to take care of the housing expenses? So therefore, you have your living expenses kick in from your IUL that dad was smart enough and mom was smart enough to have and pay their premium every month. And so now they've got the extra money, so that if mom needs to go out and continue working, there's some health care, home health care that can be paid for the dad, so that he cannot
Yeah.
necessarily be alone. He can stay at home and he can, get that care. Prescriptions can get paid for. There's just a number of things. So while things don't necessarily have to be perfect, they sure as heck can be better because they've
Okay.
got that extra money kicking in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is not one of the questions I have on here, but uh, I mean, you're talking about youngsters on one end and the old folks on the other end. What is the age you suggest starting your insurance policy like this?
So IULs obviously are, but the biggest thing with them is your living benefits, but they also give you some really steep tax advantages as well. The money
Okay.
again is earned compound interest. You don't pay taxes on it. You don't pay taxes on it when you withdraw. There's no age limitations. Unlike a Roth IRA, no penalties that you have to incur because you've withdrawn. And they
Mhm.
are also excellent, obviously, more so than most other investments out there on the market in terms of generational wealth and building wealth for an individual.
Okay.
Therefore, we have designed illustrations and have policies when babies are 15 days old. Because if you get an IUL for your child when they're first born, they have to have a social security number. They can't get that before they're 15 days
Yeah.
old. You can design something so that by the time they are adults, number one, if they're going to college, their college educational fees can be taken care of. They can also generate at whatever age that it's set up income from their particular policy. And we designed what we call $1 million babies.
Oh,
That's
okay.
from generational wealth. That is starting your child off correctly. So if you ask me the ideal age, you can start at 15 days old. It's a great thing for parents or grandparents to do for their grandkids. Um,
Yeah.
the younger you start, the better off you are because the bigger the accumulation you're going to have.
Bigger. Yeah. Yeah. I guess one of the reasons I came up with that question is because I was looking at another uh, uh, individual who's an influencer,
Mhm,
and what she did, her niece, her niece, when her niece was born, she
mhm,
started buying stock for her niece,
mhm, mhm.
and she's trying to get her niece to be obviously well
Yes.
funded as she grows up, and so she's now 5 years old, and she's a
Yep.
million a millionaire. But
Absolutely. Yeah. That's exactly what happens.
yeah,
Remember years ago, like years and years ago, people used to buy savings bonds for
yeah,
kids.
yeah,
Remember US savings bonds. That's one thing you used to do. But this is such an excellent tool for people to start their children off on the right foot, in addition to the fact that it gives them coverage as well.
yeah, yeah. Wow, and that's awesome. Awesome
Hmm.
too that you can do it that young, because I was impressed with what
Absolutely.
she was saying and what she had done for her niece. And I guess
Yes.
one of the things that I'm trying to do is leave something for my grandkids. Like I
Yes.
always say on my podcast,
Yes.
my kids are grown and they're doing their thing, and so I say, but my grandbabies, I said I want them to have a little extra, so to speak,
Get
as
them
I
an
go.
IUL. Get them an IUL so that they have seeds that grow into big, big trees, big,
Big,
big
big.
trees, and that they're taken care of for the rest of their lives.
That's what I want to do. Have them taken care of for the rest of their life.
Absolutely.
I don't want them to have to worry about anything, not
Absolutely.
even taxes or the whole
Absolutely.
9 yards. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. And
I
with
want
the other thing too, I was going to mention too, the other thing is with so many young people getting into athletics, right? And especially like some of the sports like, football and what have you. So many things can happen over the course of time. If you
yeah,
get your kids insured early, then you are hedging against anything happening where they may not be able to get insured at a later age. So you get your
okay.
policies early so that your kids are protected in so many ways. In so many ways.
Yeah, that's great. I
Think
didn't
of
think
that.
about the
I know.
injury part if they're going out
Yes.
playing sports or something, especially
Yes.
football. Yeah.
Football, CRT. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. So if you have any kind of injuries that may come up, you're protected. You're protected. Your family.
and that thing kind of goes with you as you grow up, regardless of what happens in your life. Once you started, you
Once
got
you
it.
have yeah, once you have it, you have it. You just have to pay your premium. Now, if you stop paying your premium,
Oh
then
yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
right.
as long
But
as you
once
pay your premium, you always have it. So
you always
okay,
have it,
all
you
right,
always
good. We'll go to my next one here. Is say, can these policies actually help prevent financial ruin or bankruptcy in the event of an unexpected illness? And I think we're kind of going through that through all of these questions that I'm asking.
we've covered that. They absolutely can. Again, protecting your assets so that you don't have to try to go into more debt to pay debt. Again, saving you from having to get second mortgages or additional loans or things like that. Because if you're sick, if something's happened to you, you're you're behind the eight ball anyway. So
Yeah.
yes, having that available to you is crucial. It is absolutely crucial.
Okay. I mean, the whole thing that I'm feeling, I mean, peace of mind is I mean, just to say that peace of mind might come off kind of frivolous, but peace of mind is a big deal when you have financial issues to deal with.
Right, because the biggest thing, and this is no matter who you are across all cultures, everyone is dealing with something, right? Most people have something that they're dealing with. So peace of mind is really an illusion for so many people. That's what I
Mhm.
found out when I
Yeah.
was working with clients in terms of just transforming their mindsets into a more unstuck positive mindset. Financial environments, financial scenarios rather are paramount to so many people, no matter who you are. No
Hmm.
one, people look really good, people look really good, but you don't know until you really talk to people and they start revealing to you the things that they're really dealing with. And everyone out here is dealing with something, whether when it comes to some financial something, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
some people don't even know it. People are making a lot of money out here, but they don't have anything set up for retirement. There are a lot of people making a lot of money out here, but they don't have anything set up for their kids. There are people making a lot of money out here, but they don't have anything set up in case something happens to them. It,
Wow, yeah, and that's what I found having conversation with different people as they move up the ladder and have more income coming in because some of them have just not thought of that process. They got it coming in and think it's going to last forever. But when you're young, as an example, playing football or even basketball or some of the sports
yes,
out there, you
yes,
break something and you're it's over. And so what are you going to do now? Yeah,
exactly,
that
exactly.
kind of thing.
I
So
talk to so many business owners, and business owners really, really love IULs because not only is it giving them the living benefits and the death benefits, but the tax advantages that you have inside of an IUL are just so great. But so many they're so busy working, and keeping the business afloat that there are a lot of business owners out here who have no protection
yeah,
because they
yeah.
haven't taken the time to even think, oh man, I need this.
Yeah, they're so busy working and doing their stuff on the front end, they forget about the back end.
They forget about the back end. Oh,
Yeah. So
I'll take care of it. But yeah, it's
awesome,
important.
awesome. I mean, I do have some more questions for you. We don't have time for them today. You might have to come back again and we'll talk more about it. But
It's fine.
tell the people how they can get in touch with you if they need these types of services. So,
Absolutely. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to people and educate people and help people have, a better financial flooring. You can reach out to me and I'm going to give you my cell number. It's 323-687-0905. 323-687-0905. You can find me on all social media platforms. My IG is I am Daphne _ the happy lady and Daphne Evans on Facebook.
all right, Daphne Evans on Facebook, the happy lady. So, all folks, you heard it here. Daphne is. You may have to come back, like I said, Daphne, because there's a lot of information, and I think a lot of people need to know about what you're bringing to the table.
Absolutely.
So we'll talk about that as well. So for the rest of you, again, I mean, I don't know how much you've heard about the AI environment that are happening now. They're talking about AI, people who getting involved in that are becoming millionaires or whatever. So I think the next show I'm going to be talking about AI and talking about some of the ways you can earn income using AI because it is a phenomenal opportunity to do that. In the
Good.
meantime, Again, you guys reach out to Daphne if you need those types of services, or you know someone who need those types of services. Daphne can also help you with that, help you with whatever it is that you need to talk about in terms of income and wealth building. We'll do that. So in the meantime, I think that'll do it for us today. As I always say, hey, be blessed, and the best is yet to come. So thank you so much. You guys have a blessed one. Thank you.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.